Students have been informed that all of the restaurants on the strip behind me are being closed down due to Howard University renovation efforts. Let's take a look. Currently, there is a large crowd gathered waiting for the newly sworn-in President Donald J. Trump. We've spoken to a lot of people out here to test the energy and how people are feeling about the upcoming 4 years. A lot of things have changed here on 14th Street, but some things remain the same. Today, we'll be speaking with the owner of one of the top record stores in Washington, D.C., Some Records. This is Khariss Bender reporting to you from the Washington, D.C. Cherry Blossom Festival. As you can see, the cherry blossoms are in full bloom and they are absolutely stunning. Hello and good afternoon. I'm Khariss Bender in for Kate Baldwin, and here are 5 things you need to know to get your day going. Number 1, presumptive nominee for the Democratic Party, Vice President Kamala Harris. Or brat if you've been paying attention to Gen Z content circulating the internet. Since President Joe Biden announced he is no longer seeking re-election, numerous groups are endorsing and rallying behind the vice president. Among these are former President Barack Obama and his First Lady Michelle Obama.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Americans are heading to the polls to vote for their next president, and it's going relatively smooth despite threats of political violence, beefed up security throughout D.C., and tensions sky high following the January 6th insurrection. According to USA Today, more than a dozen experts on violent domestic extremism were consulted on this, saying they are closely monitoring extremist online chatter and organizing. Which brings us to local polls here at the Washington, D.C. Shaw Library. Reporters Khariss Bender and Tatiana Allen spoke with individuals, families, and candidates running for local elections to gain a sense of today's atmosphere.
I don't have any concerns about safety. I mean, people in DC are very democratic people and we love each other. And, so it's nice to just meet neighbors in this neighborhood and actually learn what similarities we have as people.
Donald J. Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States on January 20th, 2025. Due to inclement weather, the ceremony was moved indoors to the Capitol Rotunda and Capital One Arena. However, large crowds gathered, some in support of the returning president and others in protest of his policies.
I'm feeling great. I'm excited to see what's entailed. He did a good job with his first term, and I'm looking forward to see what he does with the next one. I'm a teacher back home, so Teachers for Trump.
A teacher shared thoughts about Trump's promise to eliminate the Department of Education. The National Education Association warns this could negatively impact students, especially those from vulnerable populations.
We talked about taking away the National Department of Education. I think it's a good step because they really don't do much, and it'd bring a lot of money back to the states, and that's more money in the teacher's pocket, and it's more money for me.
The cherry blossom trees lining the tidal basin are a springtime spectacle and a living symbol of a friendship over a century in the making. I spoke with the Embassy of Japan Information and Culture Center to learn more about this tradition.
Cherry blossoms here in Washington, D.C. were actually a gift from Tokyo to Washington, D.C. back in 1912. There was a gift of about 3,020 trees, and ever since then they've sort of represented the resilience of the Japan and United States' friendship. We have, the opening ceremony that features Japanese artists and performers. The ANA stage, which has all of these great Japanese cultural nods. The Princess Delegate Program, which is a program that the Japanese Embassy hosts here. The Sakura Matsuri, which actually means Cherry Blossom Festival. It's hosted by the Japan America Society of Washington, D.C., and it's a 2-day celebration of just Japanese food, culture, arts. And so, you don't find that really anywhere else in the United States at such a great level.
For years, spots like Negril, Subway, and Chipotle have been quick and familiar food options for Howard University students. But a major transformation is now underway. At Negril, one of the restaurants impacted by the redevelopment, manager Damian Johnson says while they are moving, they're determined to stay close to the Howard community.
Negril is not closing. We are relocating. Howard needs the entire block, so everyone on this block have to go. Customers, they do cry, they do scream, and we have to try to comfort them and say that we're not going in here, we're just going to be like please and explain to them the situations.
The downtown DC Holiday Market is a long-running, open-air holiday market that features over 150 vendors with live music to create the perfect ambiance for the season. Here are the remarks from several customers and a vendor.
We heard the Christmas music, we saw the lights, we started to smell the food, and we're like, gotta check this out.
I just love seeing all of the local vendors come out and bring all their unique pieces, and it's just cool to see.
Located beneath a barber shop, Som Records is a highly acclaimed hidden gem on 14th Street. Cozy and well curated, Som focuses on jazz, R&B, Brazilian music, and a mix of other genres, all while offering hard-to-find records at an affordable price. Its owner, Neil Begden, shares his musical upbringing and the early start of his DJ and record-selling career.
They liked all different kinds of music, so we had a lot of music in our house. And then in high school, I would take over stereos at parties, and I was always in charge of the music, and started collecting records when I was about 14, like pretty young.